We did it. We did it. Oh my God, you guys. The tension I was feeling in that game. When it went to extra time and it went to penalties. I never knew if we could do it. I was seriously doubting if we could win the penalty shootout, I'm not going to lie. I have to say straight off the bat, credit to Frankfurt. What unbelievable opponents. What a battle the game was. Frankfurt made it a battle over both legs. Some respect to some of the special individuals they have. Jovic, I mean, my God, what an incredible goal he scored. First shot on goal, that's all that matters. Because this guy is an elite forward, and if we have ambitions of matching the elite clubs like Liverpool and Man City, Jovic is a player you have to spend whatever it costs to sign. It's as simple as that. You're looking at Sebastian Haller when he comes on, and wow, what a cameo. What a cameo, his strength, his play. And you look at our team, you see some of the deficiencies that we have. But I'll talk about them later. But really, this game, it was really an emotional roller coaster. I'm going to talk about the first half first. And this was crazy because in the first half, we were in control. We controlled the game. Frankfurt struggled. We were creating lots of good chances and opportunities as well. Ruben stepped up, and I knew he was going to step up because he's a big player, a big game player, and he's got world-class potential. The things he adds to our midfield, you just can't describe. He makes the system work better. He makes us play better. He's that key unit we need from transitioning from defence to attack. And the goal he took, I mean, he's been saying that he's been studying Lampard all his career, and he's a big fan of Ballack. One thing in particular, Ruben mentioned, was the fact that he studies their movement of the ball and their timing of the run inside the box. And Ruben, I mean, he's the only midfield player we have that can make that run and have end product and quality on top of that. And what a finish. I mean, he made it look so easy. It looked so easy, but from that angle, with that type of shot, the placement had to be on point. But he stepped up, moving to space, took responsibility. And Ruben said that he wants to do his best to make sure that we win this game and win the Europa League. And this for me is why he's our talisman when Hazard eventually does leave. But even after that, the opportunities we had in the first half, we were close to getting that second. We were close. Giroud had some chances. But honestly, this game, it's not really worth talking about the first half if you want to give a match review for this game. Now Frankfurt woke up. AD realised we're desperate now. And as we've seen over the past few nights now in European football, when a team's desperate, when they have no other choice but to be brave and to fight, Frankfurt showed that. Now, of course, the manager made their fight a lot easier by making that simple tactical switch, having Rebic and Jovic playing closer together. And the minute that happened, they were able to start pressing high, and we struggled. I mean, they put us under immense pressure for the next 25-30 minutes, and we were struggling at times. We couldn't play through the press. You know, they put men on Luiz, and then they put men on Aspie, and we were really struggling to play out. Jorginho didn't have any passing options because Ruben wasn't there anymore, because as the game was going on, Sarri subbed Ruben off. Now the fan in me was angry, I was livid, but then I had to realise we know Ruben's predicament now with his back. We have to be smarter. We have to think more. The manager isn't going to jeopardise a big game like this, taking off Ruben unless it's needed. It's as simple as that. We saw as the game was going on, Ruben wasn't moving too well. He wasn't moving in the spaces. He wasn't winning his 50-50s. For me personally, it was the right substitution. We saw that Giroud became marked out the game. He wasn't able to win anything. And Frankfurt did one thing that a lot of teams have used against us this season, and they forced us to funnel our play down the right-hand sides. And you know that our right-hand side is our weakest side in the team. It's the most susceptible side to losing the ball, giving away possession, and getting counter-attack down. And when Frankfurt got their goal, it was no surprise really. It was no surprise, and credit to BT Sport, they actually provided some amazing analysis on that goal scored by Frankfurt. They showed Sarri shouting at Willian, pointing at Willian, "Willian, get back, close the man down, close the man down." He's got the flanks free for himself. Now when you look at the big teams like a Man City, a Liverpool, as we saw, even Spurs, they're not making that mistake. They're not doing that. Those small Crucial details matter. And for me, and no one's going to like my answer, but it's another example of the squad not being tailor-made or being 1000% suited for this system and this style of football, because these things will happen. And on top of that, some of these guys are in decline as well. Now, I thought Willian was decent in this game, but at the same time, his end product wasn't amazing, but his application and his work rate was decent until that mistake. And thinking about it now, it's no surprise why Sarri took Willian off, because he's thinking, wow, how could he make a mistake like that in a game of this magnitude? You just cost us then. But for the rest of that second half, it honestly was just a grind. We weren't able to create any opportunities. We had to sustain a lot of pressure. And I know when that first goal was conceded, our defenders had to take the L. Luiz has to take the L for that. Sometimes I think the mistake the guy makes sometimes is that he thinks about other players too much and not about himself. And this is why he can just be a split second too slow. I mean, it's very rare when it happens, but this happens because of that mistake. But after that, he really woke up. And the game goes into the second half, extra time. And Frankfurt start that first half well. But two players I want to talk about for a bit. Two players that don't get any respect. Two players that are misunderstood. Two players that are much better than people give them credit for. Jorginho and David Luiz. Now, for me, David Luiz is a big game player. Yeah, he made a mistake, but he didn't let that affect his night. In fact, that energized him to step up even more. And what a defensive masterclass. My God. How many aerial balls was he single-handedly winning at the back? Everything. It felt as if he got stronger after he made that mistake. He wasn't getting brushed off by Jovic anymore. He was brushing off Frankfurt strikers and players. Interceptions. And when you look at his performance, he was carrying the ball out from the back. He was moving into midfield to be a passing option at times. He was driving the team on, driving. And this is a leader. This is a leader who led by example. Put some goddamn respect on this guy's name, honestly. I don't understand this fan base and their massive disdain for David Luiz. Baffles me. And another guy, which I'm hopefully is going to shut up all the doubters and haters and the people that just don't understand him. Jorginho, he played as if he was two men today. His interceptions, his tackles, the work rate. This guy can run forever. And yes, at times, Jorginho is not the strongest. He's not going to win every single 50-50, but he's a fighter. He don't give up. He's not afraid to get stuck in the 50-50. He puts his body on the line if he has to. And just his incredible work rate. To constantly be, moving around to find space, to be a passing option to start attacks, driving the ball into midfield, interceptions above. And it's like, he was single-handedly sustaining a high press. Because once we lost our midfield, once Ruben left, the midfield was gone. Cover visibly got tired. He didn't have much impact at all for the last 45 minutes of this game. And Jorginho realised, I got to step up even more now. And he did. Incredible. But I'm sure the naysayers, the doubters, they'll find some cynical reason to stick it on him or whatever nonsense. It's getting boring now. And I just wish the fans showed a bit more respect and support for the team. It's disappointing at times when you're hearing the stadium booing. And it's like, by now, how naive. Because this is being naive. It's being purposely naive. Do you really think Sarri's going to sub off Ruben for no reason? Honestly now. It's getting crazy right now. But honestly, when you just saw the game, it really highlights the key areas in which we need to improve in. You saw Pedro's cameo. Awful. This was poor. For a game of this magnitude, to put on a display like this, he was like a rubber ball. Everything kept bouncing off him. He wasn't able to sustain the play. Easily getting dispossessed. Poor passes back as well to put us under pressure. Nothing in the final third. Wow. We miss Hudson-Odoi, and honestly, we've missed Hudson-Odoi, Ruben and Kante. If we had those three players playing, this game isn't going to extra time and we win this. But are people going to consider those details and consider that type of context before they give their negative opinions? I'm not too sure, my personal opinion. They're probably not going to do that. But really, this game just emphasized and highlighted everything about how we've developed under this system this season. I mean, we've seen this system have its good moments and its bad moments. We've seen areas in which it excels in, and we've seen areas in which it struggles in. And I think this game in particular, out of any game this season, highlighted everything. And I think that, if you didn't understand the system or how it worked, analyze this game, you'd understand all the pros and cons, the struggles, and what we need to do to move forwards. And come on, a lot of these guys need to go. We need to get them sold. With bare execution, we can do this. Yes, I understand that our players up from the back can be predictable, but in a sense, there's an argument that they're created that way because it makes it easier to play out. But when you have guys like Pedro constantly losing it, or Cover losing the ball, or Aspie, or so many of them, what can you do? What can you do? You affect the other players. But this is something we can build on and improve for next season. Now, it gets to extra time. We're not able to do anything really. Penalties are coming, and I'm thinking, I hate when I don't have faith and I doubt my team. I hate when I do that. But I was like, nah, we're not going to win this, are we? We haven't really been the most dominant side in this game. We've struggled. Frankfurt have been looking more positive. They got some forwards on. You see Palencia coming on. It's telling you and signifying that they're thinking about the penalty shootout and they're ready. It starts, and two great penalties by Haller. I mean, fantastic player, fantastic penalty by Jovic. The placement was incredible. There was nothing that Kepa could have done. If Jovic didn't hit it with that power and that precision, Kepa easily saves that. Barkley took his goal well, but Aspie turns up, and I have to say, even though he put in a line performance at the back, I respect his performance today. We know he's got limitations technically, but credit to Aspie for tonight for being valiant, and that shithousery at the end to try and sneak a goal in. I mean, I respect that. But you could just tell he was going to miss that, and then you're doubting, wow, can we do this? Frankfurt score again. We're behind. We get the next penalty. It's 3-2. Advantage still Frankfurt. But then I realised something. Wow. Hitterenga's taking the next penalty. Then I was like, of course, Frankfurt don't have the guys for a penalty shootout. Of course they don't. That explains why they pressed so hard and really fought in the second half and in extra time, because they're trying to win the game. He missed it, and I think all of us kind of felt that it was coming. Fantastic save by Kepa. Kepa was on point this entire game today. His best game. Incredible saves to keep his legs that firm and strong too, so it doesn't bounce through. Poor goalkeepers are letting that ball go through their legs, but not Kepa tonight. A man possessed. Kepa's thinking, I need to make up for what I did against Man City. And this penalty shootout really symbolised that. Jorginho steps up and incredible. And you can just imagine, if he missed that penalty, that was what people were hoping for. That was what people were waiting for, looking for any excuse to stick it on him. To have that confidence to stick to what he's doing because he knows it works, because he's rarely ever missed penalties doing that. Credit to you. And then Luis at the end. He's like, you know what? When I blasted this time, I have to aim it somewhere. I can't hit in the middle like last time. 2 leaders tonight. He steps up, and then it fell to that man, Eden Hazard. Now, his performance is quite quiet. Tactical reasons for that as well, but he was a bit disappointing, but he came up for the final penalty. And how can you ever doubt the guy? Buried it. We win. We beat Frankfurt. We're in the final against Arsenal. Now we've got preparation and time to prepare for that final. And hopefully Sarri brings home his first trophy. But you guys, it's been an emotional game. We've won. Thank you for watching. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lines TV. Signing out.